So why are these cucumber plants in these Home Depot buckets? Well, they have gotten so big they're starting to fall over, and that's my signal that it's time to go ahead and transplant the July garden. I wanted to get them as big as I could before I transplanted them, but the time has come to transplant these into the ground, and then we'll just have to fight the insects until we get our crop. And that's what happens when you plant these in the middle of July. So first I want to show you where I'm going to plant things. And the first place I'm going to plant things is going to be over here. I'm going to plant the cucumbers right here where these have died. And so I'm going to get about 10 feet of these and pull them out, clean this up, and then I'm going to plant 9 cucumber plants right over here. I'm going to leave these down here. They're actually looking a little better still, and they'll make me a few more cucumbers if I'll water them and weed them and keep them up for a little while. So hopefully they'll make a few more cucumbers while these are coming up the trellis. So that's the plan, and I'll show you how I do that shortly. And then for the squash, we're going to put the zucchini right here in this blank area here. And so you can see that's a nice area right there, just perfect for zucchini. And so that's what we're going to do with those. And then we're going to come back into the back, and we're going to, and this is where my sweet corn was. And so I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to plant my tomatoes back here. And so that is the plan. Okay folks, so now it's getting late in the evening and it's time to transplant. Do not do this during a heat wave and do it in the morning. It's just asking for disaster. So anyway, you can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes here, and then I've got 4 on the other side. I'm not going to do the 4 on the other side right now, but we're going to do these 5 holes. And then what we're going to do is I'll actually go ahead and plant one, and then I'll plant the rest of them, and I'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay, and so the first thing I'm going to do is get some of this, I can't believe it's chicken, and I'm going to throw it in each hole. And I'm going to get a nice scoop of it and put it right in there like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is get just a palm full of this 10-10-10 fertilizer, just a palm full. So that's actually enough, and we're going to throw that into the hole. And then we're going to mix it up real good with the dirt that's in the hole. And then we're going to flood that hole with water. I'm going to flood that hole with water. Okay. And I think that's good enough for now. Then I'm going to pull all that dirt and mud up to the side best I can. Okay, so I'm going to get cucumber plant number 1, and I have to be real careful with them or I'll break them. And I'm going to put my hands there and try to support it. Dump this out. There he comes. Look at all those nice roots. A few weeds on top, but we'll cover them up. I'll pull a few out here. Just look at those nice roots. All right, we're going to drop it in that hole with the water and the fertilizer. There you go. Then we are going to cover it back up with this dirt we took out, and we want to pull it all the way up to the cotyledons. All the way to the cotyledons to support it. Cotyledons are the first 2 leaves that came out on it. In case someone don't know what they are. And it's those leaves right there. And we want to make a mound. And then we want to make a little trench kind of around it so that when we water it, the water will stay in that trench. All right, then we're going to pull it up to, we're actually going to pull it up to the trellis, and we're going to see if we can get it to hold the trellis with these tendrils that are already here. And so what I'm doing is I'm twisting these around, and then I'm going to pull this one across and see if I can get it to hook up here. There we go. All right, and so that one is planted. The only other thing I want to do with it is I want to go ahead and water it some more and let that dirt settle, and then pull a little more dirt around it. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can see how that water is puddling up here where I had trenched it. And that's what I want it to do, so when I water, it'll get all that water. Okay, and that's good now. We're going to get a little more dirt and put back up around it. And the final thing we're going to do is we're going to get some pine straw and put around it so that it'll help it also to hold this water. We're doing everything we can to give this cucumber plant a chance to grow on up this trellis and make cucumbers. Okay, so here's the pine straw. And I just take a big handful and put it right there where I know the water's puddling. Another handful on that side. Another handful on this side. And one more handful to go right up the middle here. All right, and so that one is planted. There's only one more thing I want to do, and that's going to be to put a little bit of twine right here to make sure that the wind doesn't blow it loose before these tendrils can hold on real good. And that'll be enough to support it through the night for sure, with the tendrils probably catching. Okay, so that's how I'm going to plant them all, and I'll be back and show you when I get them all planted. Okay folks, it's now the next day. It's after 10:30 in the morning, and it's already about 88 degrees out here. And I made the decision not to plant these clone tomatoes yet in the big garden. They just don't seem like they are going to be strong enough or big enough yet to withstand this withering heat and the very, very dry moisture levels in the soil. I know I can water them, but I'm going to wait until we have a soaking rain before I actually put these in. But let's go out now and look at the squash, the zucchini, and the cucumbers that I planted yesterday. So here are the cucumbers, and they are looking nice after one night. Of course, they haven't had a blistering heat yet, but the tendrils seem to be holding here. So I haven't actually tied these up like I did the first one. And so there's actually 4 on each side. And the reason is, one of them I actually tore in half trying to take it out of the container. It snapped the stem. So there's only 8 cucumbers now, but that's fine. And then of course I've still got these down here, and I have cleaned them up, took the weeds out and watered them. So I think they're going to be fine. And so we're going to go ahead and look at the other side right quick. Still got a couple of these early girl tomatoes, making a few tomatoes over here, so I left those. And here's the other cucumber plants, and you know, for the first night they're all looking really nice here, and the tendrils have caught really nice. So that's the story so far on the cucumbers. I see here's one that will be ready in a day or two in the old plant, so they're looking nice. Now what we're going to have in this garden for the rest of the summer is, of course, we're going to have these peppers. These pepper plants are just really getting started now. They almost drowned, but they've come out, and just look how loaded they are with little peppers. Very, very nice. And all of these are same kind of peppers. They're the Asian peppers, and they're looking good. And of course, that's what your asparagus patch looks like in the middle of the summer. Just a great big fern. And we'll come back over here, and this is the first zucchini plant, and of course it hasn't even seen the sun yet, but it's looking fine right now. So there's zucchini plant number 1. And then I decided to leave these 2. They were in the same pot, and it would be so stressful to try to separate these 2. I decided to leave them in the same pot. Now a lot of times people plant them 2 at a time anyway, so I decided not to separate it and just left them together. So that's the zucchini, and then here's the yellow squash, and same deal here. There's 2 of these plants right here, and the reason is because I did not want to try to separate plants into this July heat. And then here's a very, very nice single yellow squash, and it's looking very, very nice here. So so far so good. You can see already though the sun is kind of wilting these leaves, but there's nothing more I can do but just plant them. And then the last 2 around here behind the eggplants, and here you go. This one's looking very nice. And of course I'll come back and water these tonight very deeply. I might even water them a little bit about 4 o'clock. So these are the last 2 of the yellow squash. And then of course we've still got these eggplants. They're looking nice, very tall, and they're still bearing. So we're gonna have eggplants. We've got tomatoes, and that's another reason that I didn't go ahead and try to plant the tomatoes, is these tomatoes are still bearing, and they're still up here, they're still blooming and making a little fruit. So I need to retime and see what I can get from the rest of these. But the tomatoes are still bearing, and so I'm gonna let those little plants grow a little bigger. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be following this summer heat wave garden right on in through August, and hopefully producing a whole lot more food for us. And I'll keep showing you every step of the way. And thank you for watching.